Charles Barkley, kind enough to join us. Kind enough to leave town when we get out there to Arizona. Is that on purpose that you didn't want to at least give me the code to your house so I can go to the compound and play with your toys?
You know, Dan, we don't let many people in my neighborhood. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's just really unfortunate. I hate I'm not going to be there. I'm actually not going to be there the entire time. And that's really unfortunate. But I got to go to Allie LaForce's golf tournament, and I got to shoot some commercials. So, unfortunately, I will not be in town.
Okay.
I'm going to miss you, Dan, because I wanted you to come hang out at the house.
I wanted. Man, how much weight have you lost?
I've lost about 60 pounds. I'm getting in shape, Dan. My doctor got on my ass. He said, you see a lot of fat young people. You don't see no fat old people because they're all dead. So he told me to get it together.
How are you doing it?
I got a great doctor. Her name is Jacqueline Pearson. She's got me on this realistic. It's just some type of drug, to be honest with you. I don't want people whining and complaining, but I'm taking some drug. I take a shot every week. Got about 2 more weeks to go. I've been on it for like 3 months, but things are going great.
Good. I want to have you. Do you have your Super Bowl bet? Did you place it?
Oh, Eagles all the way, brother. Eagles all the way.
Okay. You don't care the point spread? You've got them winning outright.
I think they're going to win no matter what. They've been my team for a long time. And, man, they've been the best team all year, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then, Jalen Hurts, do you know him at all?
I know him a little bit. We did a thing back when Auburn beat him when he was at the University of Alabama. Wait, I shouldn't say it that wrong. Alabama University. He's a great kid. Shout out to him and whoever's been to work, man. He's really improved, and he's fabulous as a quarterback. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl. I got a lot of love for Travis Kelce, but, man, I'm just pulling for my Eagles.
It feels like every night somebody's getting 50 points in the NBA, where it used to be, or 60. Back in the mid-'90s when I was doing SportsCenter, if you got 50, you were leading SportsCenter. Now it's just like, oh, you only got 50? Did you get a triple-double? Like, what do you think is the biggest reason why we're seeing this scoring explosion?
2 things, lack of defense and the three-point shot. Dan, everybody's playing small ball, so there's no rim protection. So if you have a night where you're making a bunch of threes, you're going to score. But you factor in everybody's playing small ball now. So even if you're not making threes, you're probably, number one, you're going to get a lot more free throws, but also you're going to get a lot more layups because everybody, they made the game really, and I'm not trying to be the old guy. They made it like it's a 3-point shooting contest every night. And you're going to foul more. And like I say, there's no shot blockers in the game anymore.
But what would Shaq be in this, today's NBA?
Well, see, and that's actually one of my biggest problems because you even got the 7-foot dummies out there shooting threes now. If I'm a big guy, I would love to play in today's game. Yeah, maybe the guy I'm guarding going to make some threes, which most big guys ain't going to make enough threes to make a difference in the game. But I'm going to kill them in the paint. I'm going to do a great job offensive rebounding, and I'm going to get to the free throw line a lot. So they've kind of went overboard shooting the threes. But, listen, you can look at a guy like Joker, Embiid. There's a reason they're dominating. They're actually getting their big butts in the paint. And those probably the 2 lead front runners for MVP. Because if you're a big guy, man, it's so easy now because, number one, you got so much more room to work with. Because with all the 3-point shooters, you really get to go one-on-one every time. And you're not going to stop Embiid or the Joker one-on-one.
I think you had 56 in the playoff game and might have had 1 3. 3 threes, 2 or 3 threes. But how would you be used in today's NBA?
Well, I'm not going to change my game. I'm going to be in the paint. Listen, like I say, whoever I'm playing against, they're not going to make enough threes to offset how many points I'm going to score and get my team in free throw foul trouble. So, like I say, and like, who are they going to put on me? They can't put one of them little small-ass dudes on me because I'm going to just murder him. So I think the trade-off is better for me. Like I say, what Joel Embiid, Joker, what they're going to do as far as getting layups and dunks and getting the other team in foul trouble, what am I going to do? You think I'm worried about my guy, a 7-foot guy or a 6'10" guy? Are they going to make enough threes to offset me? Hell no. I'm going to get my layups. And like I say, I'm going to get more space because they probably going to put more three-point shooters around me. So I would feel really good about my game. Even though I'm a post-up guy, I feel really good about my game if I play today.
I guess it's Michael Jordan Day, 2-3-23.
Well, I've known Michael Jordan a long time. I'm pretty sure every day is Michael Jordan Day. When you got a couple, hey, Dan, when you got a couple $1 billion and you were Michael Jordan, I'm pretty damn sure every day is Michael Jordan Day.
But would you trade your life for Michael Jordan's life with what he goes through? I mean, privacy and all of those things. You live you're a person. You're a man of the people. Would you trade your life for Mike's life?
I wouldn't trade my life for anybody's life. You know, man, I have exceeded. You know, you growing up in a small town of a couple thousand people in Alabama, you're not thinking you're going to grow up and be Charles Barkley. Man, I have been, and I'm not trying to be humble, or I'm just so lucky and blessed. I mean, I can't believe it. Dan, think about it. I'm growing up in the projects in a small town of a couple thousand people, and unfortunately, and no, I don't mean that unfortunately, man. I'll be 60 in a couple of weeks, and I'm on the Dan Patrick Show. And I'm not just saying this. You're one of the best to ever do it. Growing up in a small town of a couple thousand people, and 60 years later, I'm like, wow, I've been honored and blessed to be Charles Barkley, man. It's been pretty cool. Now, listen, Michael is the greatest, and LeBron and Kobe and Wayne Gretzky and Federer, all these guys are some of the greatest to ever do it. Serena, I don't want to leave her out. But, man, hey, as I say something myself sometimes, man, you did pretty good.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Are we celebrating LeBron enough?
Well, I want to say two things. I hope people have a great appreciation for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, how great that record is. So hopefully the one thing will come out of this, two things, excuse me, I apologize. Number one, the greatness of Kareem having this record. I mean, it's incredible. But I've said this before. I think that LeBron James, listen, you know, this debate, first of all, I always think the debate is silly. When guys have no talent, they go on TV and radio and say, Kobe, you know, they like to, who's the greatest? LeBron's been the greatest to last. Well, Kobe had a stretch where he was the greatest. Well, Tim Duncan had a stretch where he was the greatest. But I want to appreciate Kareem first. But I've said this before. LeBron, I think, has the greatest story, not just in basketball history, in sports history. We've never had a player, because as great as Kobe and Kevin Garnett, McGrady, and all those guys were, people forget they struggled when they came into the NBA. I've said this before. LeBron coming in at 18, being pretty good from the first day, and never really getting in trouble, especially when people are out to get you in today's social media, camera phones everywhere. I think he's had the greatest sports story of all time. And it's amazing that he's doing this 20 years later. But to be great from day one, or really good from day one, and never get in trouble, I think it's the greatest sports story of all time.
He's Charles Barkley, the Hall of Famer, TNT Inside the NBA. Better career accomplishments, LeBron or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. I think that we should appreciate Tom Brady more. You know, Dan, I'm going to explain why. Number one, you know, 10 Super Bowls is incredible. But the thing that's crazy, why I put football accomplishment ahead of basketball accomplishments is, every game in the NFL is a one game, you out and you're done.
Yeah, good point.
If you got Kareem, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kobe, LeBron, Michael, you got the best player in every game. You can lose one game, you can lose two games, you can actually lose three games. But to have every game be a game 7, every game in the NFL is a game 7.
Yeah.
No matter how great your regular season was, to have every game be the end of your season, and for this man to make it to 10 Super Bowls and win 7, it's one of the greatest accomplishments in history. I mean, playing against Michael, and like I said, I never played really against LeBron, but you got the best player, and you can, like I said, you can lose a bunch of games. But to have every game be a game 7, I think what Tom Brady accomplished it's arguably his career is unparalleled. I mean, I think about it. As great as Pat Mahomes is, think about that. As great as Pat Mahomes is, if he wins this Super Bowl, he's only got 2. He's only got 2, Dan. Think about that. And I love Pat, even though I'm going with my Eagles, and I love Travis Kelce. If they win, that he will only have 2. He got to get another handful.
Have you hung out with Brady at all?
I have, and he is the most humble, cool GOAT I've ever been around.
But what do you talk about?
Actually, I don't think we talk about sports. He's just, I tell people, and you can just tell, Dan, like when I heard Teddy Bruschi, and actually, we had Von Miller on me and Ernie's podcast yesterday, and we talked about Tom, and he says, man, the craziest thing about Tom, I didn't want to like him when I met him, but he was so cool and humble. I was like, and this is Von Miller, one of the all-time greats, saying, yeah, man, Tom was talking to me like I was just like some guy he had just met on the street, and he was kind. and that's the way. When I've been around Tom, he's like, hey, Chuck, how you doing? Good to see you. And I'm saying to myself, does this dude know he Tom Brady? That's but man.
But there are guys who are like that, Chuck. Jordan was the same guy off the floor as he was on the floor. Guys turn it on and turn it off. And you've seen greatness that they're able to do that. Some guys can't turn it on or off. Brady is very mild-mannered.
I've only met 2 GOATs who are like that. That's Tom and Wayne Gretzky. Those are the 2 GOATs who, they're really – now, listen, I love Michael and Tiger, but nobody's ever said, oh, man, they really nice guys. Nobody has ever said, oh, man. They said that Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever. They said, man, that Tiger Woods the greatest golfer ever. But words ain't never been said. Oh, man, they're some nice guys.
They're really humble guys.
Yeah. But when you're around Tom, and like I say, Tom and Wayne are the 2 GOATs that I'm like, oh, yo, man, those dudes are really nice guys. And listen, Michael and Tiger, they just did it differently. But they're both 2, in my opinion, they're the 2 GOATs of their sports. But I ain't never heard somebody say, man, that Michael and Tiger are nice guys. Those are words never been spoken.
We'll miss you in Arizona. And if I do a drive-by at your compound, there's nobody there going to shoot me, will there be? Oh,
there's a guard there.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Hey, Dan, because I hate – listen, no, you can't – I don't want people coming inside, neighbors coming by saying, hey, can I borrow sugar? Hell no.
Okay.
Go to the store and get your own damn sugar. I don't want surprises. I don't want people coming up to my house.
Okay, fair enough. We won't. We'll wait till you're there next time.
I hate that I'm gonna miss you though, Dan, because I really wanted to take you to play golf. I really did.
Yeah, because you're now playing well.
I'm playing great. Like I say, I got to go to Florida for Allie LaForce's golf tournament. She's the best. Her and her husband Joe. Joe was a softball pitcher in his heyday. But I got to shoot some commercials. But man, Dan, you know what Chuck gonna do? He does. Me and the boys, I got about 10 or 15 of my friends.
Yeah.
We have been going to Vegas for the Super Bowl for 25 years.
Oh, boy.
So, oh, yeah. Hey, Dan, you know how I feel about gambling. It's a 50-50 chance. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. Hey, in my mind, that's 50-50.
But when you go to Vegas, you visit your money because you help build some of those buildings there.
Yeah, you know what? But hey, listen, always go in with the right attitude. I'm going to get some good cars this trip. Yeah. I'm going to get good cars this trip. My luck is going to change.
Yeah, of course. Good to talk to you, man. Safe travels.
Hey, man.
You're the best.
Dan, you're the best, Dan. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. That's Charles Barkley.